Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada, 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 Gaurakinandi, Jai Vishupad Paramahamsa, Sri Vratikacharya Stotra Satya, Sri Simad, His Divine Grace, Srila Boy Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Skandi Biti Founder Acharyas Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Samavata Bhakta Vrinda ki Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Nitai Gaura Primanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru, to Sri Gauranga. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Taksurin Militam Jaina Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanditam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Taptakan Sanagaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Dharam Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Nara Narayan Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Prayeshabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed practically to nil. and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreyasaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swasyayanam Mahat. This Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Granthara, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, as Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Asarabhyaya Namaha Om Asarabhyaya Namaha Om Namaha Mukam karoti vatalam pangom langayate girim yatkripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam Yatkripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Bhagavatam class. We are continuing with Canto number 1, chapter number 5, entitled Narada's Instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam. And today we're reading 28. 28. Sharat Pravrishik. Actually, it's Pravrishikau. Ritu Harer Vishrinvato Me Nusabam Yesho Amalam Sankirtyamanam Munibhir Mahatmabhir Bhakti Pravritatma Rajas Tamopaha. Yeah, Tamopaha. Itam Sharat Pravrishikav Ritu Harer.
Itam Sharat Pravrishikav Ritu Harer.
Visrinvato Menusa Vam Yasho Malam.
Vishrinvato Menusavam Yasho Malam.
Sankirtyamanam Munubhir Mahatmabhir.
Sankirtyamanam Munibhir Mahatmabhir.
Bhakti Pravritatma Rajastamopaha.
Bhakti Pravritatma Rajastamopaha.
Itham Sarat Pravrishik Kavritu Harer
Itam Sharat Pravrishika Vritu Harir.
Visrinvato Menu Sabam Yasho Malam
Vishrin Vatumi Nusavam Yasho Malam.
Sankirtamanam Munibhir Mahatmabhir
Sankirtamana Munibir Mahatma Bir.
Bhakti Pravitatma Rajastamopaha
Bhakti Pravrittamatma Rajastamopaha.
Mitam Sarat Pravrishikavritu Harer
Itam Sharat Pravrishaka Vritu Harir.
Visrinvato Menu Sabam Yasho Malam
Vishrin Vatumi Nusavam Yasho Malam.
Sankirtamanam Munibhir Mahatmabhir
Sankirtamanam Munivir Mahatma Bir.
Bhakti Pravitatma Rajastamopaha
Bhakti Pravritatma Rajastamopaha. Itam Sharat Pravrishikavritu Harir.
Itam Sharat Pravrishikavritu Harer
Vishrin Vatumi Nusavam Yasho Malam.
Visrinvato Menu Sabam Yasho Malam
Sankirtamanam Munibir Mahatma Bir.
Sankirtamanam Munibhir Mahatmabhir
Bhakti Pravrittatma Rajastamopaha.
Bhakti Pravritatma Rajostamopaha Itam thus
Thus,
Sharat
Sharat,
Autumn
Autumn,
Pravrishikau
Pravrikshiko,
rainy season
rainy season,
Ritu
Ritu,
2
two
seasons
seasons,
Harehe
Hare
of the Lord
of the Lord,
Visrinvataha
Vishrimvata,
continuously hearing
Puriyamutashan Halani,
may
Me,
myself
In,
Anusabam
Anu Savam,
constantly
Puriyamutashan,
Yashaha
Yashaha,
Amalam
Amalam,
unadulterated glories
unadulterated glories,
pure Sankirtamanam
Sankirtamanam,
chanted by
Bhakti
Munibihi
Munibir,
the great sages
Lord Center,
Maha Amabihi
Mahatmavi,
Mahatmabihi
Mahatmavihi,
great souls
Godlike,
Bhaktihi
Bhaktihi,
devotional service
Padadu, Sogala,
Pravritta
Pravjita,
began to flow
like is the flowing,
Atma
Atma,
Rajaha
Raja,
mode of passion
Sambade, Mojo,
Tama mode
Tama,
of ignorance
to the Panchayat Mojo,
Upaha
Upaha,
vanishing.
action, Vishu,
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Thus, during 2 seasons, the rainy season and autumn, I had the opportunity to hear these great-souled sages constantly chant the unadulterated glories of the Lord Hari. As the flow of my devotional service began, the coverings of the mode of passion and ignorance vanished rather. Translation again, or with repetition. Thus, during 2 seasons, the rainy season and autumn, I had the opportunity to hear these great-souled sages constantly chant the unadulterated glories of the Lord Hari. As the flow of my devotional service began, the coverings of the modes of passion and ignorance vanished. Purport. transcendental loving service for the Supreme Lord is the natural inclination of every living being. The instinct is dormant in everyone, but due to the association of material nature, the modes of passion and ignorance cover this from time immemorial. If by the grace of the Lord and the great-souled devotees of the Lord, a living being becomes fortunate enough to associate with the unadulterated devotees of the Lord and gets a chance to hear the unadulterated glories of the Lord, the flow of devotional service takes place like the flow of a river. As the river flows on till she reaches the sea, similarly, pure devotional service flows by the association of pure devotees till it reaches the ultimate goal, namely, transcendental love of God. Such a flow of devotional service cannot stop. It increases more and more without limitation. The flow of devotional service is so potent that any onlooker also becomes liberated from the influence of the modes of passion and ignorance. These two qualities of nature are thus removed, and the living being is liberated, being situated in his original position. Translation again, thus during two seasons, the rainy season and autumn, I had the opportunity to hear these great souled sages constantly chant the unadulterated glories of the Lord Hari. As the flow of my devotional service began, the coverings of the modes of passion and ignorance vanished. Whenever Srila Prabhupada would come to some place, naturally, so many, sometimes hundreds of devotees, some devotees knew exactly where Prabhupada would be traveling when he was, wherever he was. And they would make a point of traveling to those places. So one devotee was mentioning how maybe it was an airport scene, and those moments are recorded. Of course, we can see them, and we can hear the kirtans, and we can see the faces of those devotees. It was just like very, very intense. I mean, extremely intense. Not just very, very, but extremely, very extremely intense. So one devotee was narrating his memory of this, and he was telling that when I was at the airport, so many devotees were there, and Prabhupada was about to come, and it was already very heavy kirtan, very ecstatic kirtan. Everyone blissed out, and then Prabhupada was soon to approach, and he said, I noticed two people, ordinary people, and they were watching all this. and they were becoming like, something special going on here. And then when Prabhupada actually arrived, then, the kirtan just like burst out even more. Ecstasy increased even more. Everybody, you know, uh, fell to the ground, and so many people started crying. This happened many, many times. And this is what he was telling these two ordinary people. They also fell to the ground and they started crying. uh, this point is being made here that association of such kind of uh, we could say, very powerful or intense moments can have, as it happened to Narada Muni, very, very powerful effect. The power of association, and this type of association, what it does is that it washes away uh, what is preventing us. It is the lower modes of rajas and tamas, as mentioned here, that are keeping us away from our original consciousness, our original position, our original uh, relationship with Krishna. So once that's of course nicely explained also in the first canto, uh, in the earlier, I think in the second chapter, which is, well, it must be here, right? Yeah. The very important chapter, Divinity and Divine Service, were very powerful verses are describing the scientific process by which we can do away or wash away the modes of passion and ignorance. Because unless and until we become situated in the mode of goodness, then we cannot so easily. One from any mode one can become purified, but the gradual and general process is that one rises from the lower modes and becomes fixed, firmly situated. That is nista stage. Uh, and um, then one can um, have access to the level of pure goodness, which is the level of bhakti or devotional service. So therefore, the association of such persons, that's why Prabhupada, he would say, Prabhupada had that conviction, even if only one devotee goes to some country, that country will get so much benefit, isn't it? Just like the nice example that Prabhupada gave always comes to mind. You have a forest, and in that forest you have one nice flower tree. The whole forest becomes permeated with that nice aroma from that tree. So if you have one devotee, one fixed up devotee, one devotee who is actually uh, nicely engaged and fixed up, then uh, whoever comes in contact with that person gets so much of um, benefit. So therefore, the 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 need and the potency of um, devotee association is being explained here. And what else? Actually, as I was reading, it's a short purport, but oh yeah, in India is different from Canada and Hungary. How many seasons you have in Hungary? 4 seasons.
Max 4.
India has 6 seasons. Each season is only 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
We have sometimes rainy season after the spring.
In Hungary.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Right, right. Well, I mean,
It's about 40, 50 days.
okay.
Almost 2 months.
Yeah. Of course, now everything is all mixed up and very, but still, like in India, you still find some regularity. like soon will be the rainy season. Sometimes a little early. Mm. So this is of course a very natural practice in India during the rainy season, when there were no cars and no transportation, when people were traveling by foot, um, they would stop traveling, which is a nice system. It's like if we follow nature, then we become um, more regulated. So even now, we just very soon there will be well, very soon, I think in a few months, Chaturmas, the 4 months that are being referred to here, rainy season and autumn, uh, and the whole. So during that time, um, uh, those who are generally traveling stop traveling. They sit at one place and they absorb themselves, as was the case for these Bhaktivedantas, whom uh, Narada Muni uh, met. Yeah. So somehow, actually, the whole, see, that's why, like here, uh, we hear about the philosophy now. Our challenge is how to translate that philosophy in our daily lives. And if we take like this project that we have here in Mayapur, or in our some college project, how this is this is very very important. Uh, how to translate uh, what the Bhagavatam is teaching us, what we as devotees we are meant to teach, which is the more simple and natural. So that means um, I'm having second thoughts. He may not understand what that means, um, about the construction of these, mm, what to call them, like structures. Yeah. In Orissa, they have what is called uh, Bhagavat Tungi. Bhagavat Tungi. I think they have also in Bengal, but especially it is known like that in Orissa. Every village, they have on one side of the village a circular place with a small cover, natural, actually made of clay, covered with cow dung, and then thatched roof. And Bhagavatungi means that place where they recite the Bhagavatam. That was the practice before. Actually, we should have Bhagavatungi here. I mean, that's what these are meant to be. You know, Bhagavatungi. They are place where one actually um, hears transcendental subject matters and gets the opportunity to associate with like-minded persons, with devotees. And in our particular situation here, that was the whole idea. We have four, and they each represent one of the four faculties, Vedic faculties. Uh, Anvikshiki, Trayi, Dandaniti, and Varta. Anvikshiki, the faculty of philosophy. Danda, what is it? Trayi, the faculty of education. Dandaniti, the faculty of politics. And Varta, the faculty of um, economics. And within these faculties, actually all the knowledge and information that is needed. So uh, we as devotees, that's why I was mentioning how if we were more in sync, if we were more synchronized, if we were more in natural contact with local people, because um, the in Mayapur, one can still see that's something else we need to have here. They have these natural. You've seen silo, silo, where we keep the grains after harvest. Then they have round silo. It's very attractive and it's very practical because they make it in such a way that no rats will come inside. It's like rat proof.
Mm.
Yeah, otherwise you lose all your food. Yeah. So these are natural. In America, they have huge silo made of steel or whatever because they're doing uh, monocrop and they have huge harvest. But the idea of silo means how to preserve. So that is called food security. Food security. I mean, um, one may ask why we speak about food security in the Bhagavatam class. Um, because actually that is also having its importance. Uh, Bhagavatam is teaching us um, how to be responsible in our spiritual life and how to be responsible in our material life. If we are irresponsible, as we are in modern day society, if we are neglecting, if we are uh, just like Prabhupada wanted that in every temple, because the Lord is residing there, is meant to be very neat and clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Uh, so, but it's not only in the temple. Krishna is not only in the temple.
Everywhere else.
He's everywhere. So it's just like when we see this, some paper has been there for the last few days. Of course, we're busy in different ways, but means every place should be neat and clean. Uh, the more we are able to understand this, the more we are able to practice, then our place should reflect our consciousness, isn't it? So traditionally in the villages it was like that. People were uh, those who are following nicely the Vedic culture. Vedic culture is sattvic, uh, bringing us, helping us to become situated in the mode of goodness, sattvic life. And I was reading how even just a few hundred years ago, there was no alcohol in villages. You had to go outside. There was no meat eating in villages. You had to go outside the village. There was a certain standard of goodness in villages that unfortunately nowadays we don't find so much. So how to bring back this uh, atmosphere, this um, also connected with mood actually, how to bring back this at least mode of goodness which facilitates which helps in our practice of bhakti. It's like when we go to any city, so much pollution, so much noise. difficult to concentrate on our devotional activities, difficult to concentrate on our chanting. But when we are in a more peaceful, natural environment, isn't it? On the banks of Radhakund or very favorable atmosphere, then our mind is more peaceful and we are able to practice. Um, so, Srila Prabhupada's mission is how to recreate, reestablish, and not only it should be in our temples. I mean, it should begin, of course. Our temples are meant to emulate this atmosphere, not only of goodness but of pure goodness. But our own homes, wherever we live, uh, and especially a project like this one, is meant to show and to demonstrate. It should be like example. So that means actually it needs to be well thought out, um, and planned, and having devotees who are knowledgeable and expert in different aspects that will favor this situation. Yeah. Any thoughts? This is like, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what do you think? Huh? True, not true. Think.
What do you think? That you like goodness, when you are in goodness, how you create goodness around you.
How to make our place more in the mood of goodness? Clean, huh?
Plastics.
Yeah, that's one.
Not just plastic, everything which is not in the proper place. It's garbage at the present moment. Maybe you can utilize it in other place, at other time. But the specific place, specific situation is just
Yes.
creating ignorance or passion. Not just plastic. Plastic is definitely good. The plants also, in some places they are garbage. They are
Right.
creating,
Garbage is not meant to be everywhere.
yeah,
There's a place for garbage. Like these benches, this cloth, I think we can remove now. Eh?
it's dependent how strong the concrete already, because it's protecting the concrete.
Yeah, well, it was there actually because they put water and it keeps the
Yeah,
water.
it
Yeah,
keeps the water more long.
correct. Yeah,
Have the opportunity to.
you find out from that person if he needs.
If they are not watering, that means they are
Correct.
finished the
Yeah,
program.
yeah. But just double check because actually nobody's been putting water on this, so it's probably
Yeah.
And if it is no longer needing water, then that can
Yeah.
be removed, and
There's
then
no water, no function.
yeah, and then they can nicely the bottom they can make painting like this one. It's very attractive. Yeah, Krishna is attractive, and our surroundings should be attractive.
Who is it? Remember on Krishna or surf?
Yes, yes.
I heard also just
Bottom.
today at the bottom.
A painting.
Yeah, like that.
It's very nice.
Yeah, nice color. Yeah.
So you said this is temporary.
Everything is temporary in the material world.
Everything is temporary. But it should be nicely temporary.
Yes. Temporary doesn't mean we neglect. No, it can make it nice painting.
So I heard today that the timing also is very important to learn because goodness being in a correct time.
Proper time. Yes. Prabhupada was I remember I was here in Mayapur when Prabhupada would come back from morning walk. And one time I think I was responsible to press the, Govindam, because Prabhupada came just on time and he would stand in front of the curtains and the bell would be ringing and, everyone looking at the clock, whatever, 7 o'clock. And if that Govindam doesn't start, Prabhupada would get very upset. So yeah, timing is very, very important. Um, it's everything has its time. Everything has its place. Everything has its mood, also. Yeah. Um, so yes,
It's also interesting that you were thinking that practically when the rain is finished, then you can move. But more 2 months on other season they remain.
yes,
And if you live in India, you understand that not when the rain stops, immediately you can use the
the
road.
roads, correct.
You can, but then you destroy the road.
Yeah, yeah,
And
correct.
then the next year, just
Yes, yes,
so I have to wait until it's solid enough to keep the
yes, correct.
animals,
So it,
everything.
so it means that actually it's like nature's arrangement that for 4 months, just
Yeah, keep cool.
yeah, keep cool.
Don't worry too much to change the world. Change yourself and
Yeah,
what's
yeah, yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
correct.
Prepare
So
for the challenges.
nice. Krishna's makes perfect system, perfect arrangement. Just have to follow.
Does Krishna have special pastimes in this rainy season or autumn? I know, but rainy season also
Okay.
he have special pastimes
Um,
which is fit to this rainy season time and circumstances. You know,
I've not read very much about that. Um,
Lord Chaitanya has because when he travels, he stays in one place and he really keeps a very strong, deep relationship with
yes,
few person.
like when he went to South India, correct? Yeah, yeah. There must be because Krishna's pastimes are nitya,
Mm.
nitya lila. So eternally he's performing
Yes. I
always.
remember something it's more connected to Govardhan Hill because Govardhan provides nice caves and when the outside is too much rain or something, they go inside with all the cows.
Yes. Uh, uh, yes. Okay. Jai Grantaraj में Bhagavatam में की
Jai,
Jai Sri Prabhupada की
Jai,
and Mr. Sun has
Surya
come.
Dev.
Surya Dev. Jai Surya Devi की.
Mm.
Okay.